This is Willow Tarot. This is an AI generated graphic that I really am partial to. I do have Willow does have another graphic, a logo that was designed. Actually, that was a free. It was free online, and I grabbed it. All right, and then a friend of mine colored different portions of it. Okay, so let's go back to what I was talking about when I then remembered to start the live stream. Went back, started the live stream, and that's all part of the message. Everything that happens is part of the message. So what I was saying was that I love Amanda Lovelace. Quickly recap, because it's worth saying again. I love Amanda Lovelace. These two decks are these are my fair decks. Like that means I am so comfortable with these decks that I know I can take them to any fair and deliver an excellent reading, and that says something to me. So I also bought, after consideration, because it came out a bit ago, the Chubby Witch's Night In. And this is an Oracle deck, not tarot, Oracle, 44 card Oracle deck and guidebook by Amanda Lovelace with artwork by Valerium. And last night I pulled for myself as the first card and a personal meet with the deck, card 39. And 39 equals 12, 9 plus 3. And that's the Hanged One. And here we have a card that says, you are more than your memories. And I was telling the group that the past 48 hours has been a bit of an upheaval for me. And there's a lot of anger. And I'm more than that. It did happen, but I didn't do it. I did not do it, what I remember. Like, I straight up, I'm not being like, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. I feel like Bart Simpson. I didn't do it. But so anyway, that was the deck card that I pulled for myself. Now I'm gonna pull for the group now. So here we go. So Chubby Witch's Night In. Chubby Witch's Night In. All right. And so we will be doing an individual reads today, but we will begin with a group poll, a single group poll. Well, not quite yet, but that happens sometimes. I'm going to be doing this on YouTube so I can talk. And instead, all this stuff going through my head, I'm going to say it all out loud on YouTube for the videos on learning tarot and Oracle. And I shouldn't, maybe not learning, teaching. I don't know how to say it, because you guys learn any way you want. You take what works for you and you leave what does not. You're your own reader. So you might watch a video of mine and be like, none of that's going to work. That's awesome. Go for the way that you want to go. All right, there we go. Ooh, I saw this the other day when I went through the deck and looked at each card before I pulled. And this is card 6, which is the Lovers. Oh my God. Okay, so I had not found my phone since yesterday. She's holding a phone. Yup. So it says, oh, and it's 4:44 a.m. What is she doing awake? Wait, she's not awake. That's a picture of her. Hold on. 4:44 today, edit. We've got 3 out of 4 bars, full Wi-Fi, and her phone is pretty much charged. Oh my God, there's a series of photos. This is so interesting, which I will eventually show you. I like this deck. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. It says get glammed up. Nope. Nope. Backwards in my head. All the time backwards in my head. And then you've got like a series. Where's my wand? I moved everything. I didn't know where to put my wand. But that's okay. It's a process. All right. So yeah, all these pictures are the ones that she's taken. That's her camera roll. She's holding the phone of an image of herself. Assumedly, maybe that's not her. Well, crap, I don't know. Let's go to the book. All right. Get glammed up. It looks like each card is offered. It is not illustrated, and each card offers about that much information. So, oh, and there's something else. She doesn't use caps. It throws me when I read her stuff. I'm like, okay. It's weird. It's weird. Lowercase i's. I'm like, who? I feel like I'm a 51-year-old woman. Okay. When was the last time you felt beautiful? It's okay if you can't remember. Hex, it's okay if your answer is never. This card isn't about scrolling through your contacts until you find someone who will say the thing that finally makes you feel pretty, just in case your mind goes there. I'm definitely not saying this to slut shame you or anything of the sort. This is about this particular moment in time and what your current needs are. There's a time and place to bring others into the equation. But if you've pulled this card, that time probably isn't now. The way I see it, other people and their compliments, however well intentioned, are fleeting things. They come and they go through doors and through memories. On top of that, some might not have the best motives attached to their praise. Either way, their words aren't something that should be depended on alone. That's why it's so important for you to start intentionally growing or continue nurturing a supportive relationship with yourself. After all, this relationship is forever. Some people might even say it's your most important one, and I would have to agree. Words are lovely, but don't just tell yourself that you look beautiful and call it a night. Combining words with actions is both essential and powerful. Take it one step further and physically do something that makes you feel beautiful by yourself and for yourself. This can mean putting on full face of makeup and lingerie, or it can mean embracing your bare face and wearing an oversized t-shirt. Beauty doesn't have one singular definition, despite what those brands and their annoying ads will tell you. Rebel by creating your own definition. Even if you need to experiment with it a few times. Explore it in some way tonight. Feel free to incorporate glamour magic, see below, if desired. So we have a night in journal prompt, and it is define your idea of self-beauty. How has that idea transformed over time? How do you wish to see it transform in the future? And then the magical tip, and this is called lipstick glamour magic. So, okay, so it's using color theory. So for your lipstick, if you're wearing red, you do this to invoke boldness and confidence. With pink, you stir up some unconditional self-love. With purple, you do this to boost your belief in your witchy sexiness. And black, to protect yourself from negative and overly self-critical thoughts. And something really quick in the beginning, she's like, it's okay if you can't remember. Hex, it's okay if your answer is never, but it's hex, like darn it or damn, it's hex. I like that. I might start saying that. Just throw people off. Um, this is a pretty cool deck. I like it. I like it. I like her stuff. And I did wait, like, I think this came out last year. I just wasn't sure about it, but I'm thinking of it as a compliment to a mediumship course I'm taking with this deck to use it as a compliment because I started out with just tarot, but now I read Oracle a lot and I really enjoy reading them together. Really enjoy it. All right, so let me get the decks out that I'll be reading with, which will be the Cozy Witch Tarot by Amanda Lovelace and the accompanying sister deck, Believe in Your Own Magic, which is a beautiful dictate. Believe in your own magic. All right, Crescent, do you have a question? Can I hear you? Oh, no, you're muted. Sorry, my glasses aren't on.
No problem. I am thinking of adopting a new dog, and I just want to see what all the information around that is.
So am I, so this is gonna be fun. Oh wait, my camera's in a different spot. How do I? Well, that's my straw. Okay, that's good. I am too. I was thinking about doing it in April, but okay, let's see all the information. So what would you do you have your own pound or do you go into Dallas even or not Dallas?
Well, I volunteer at a local shelter out where I live. And I
Oh,
told the director who used to run a doggy daycare and boarding place, and we got to know each other because my dogs always went there. And I said, if you get a basset hound in, I want it because I will not buy an animal and support a breeder, but I love basset hounds. And apparently, a basset hound was just jogging down the middle of the road yesterday and they picked it up and they brought it over and they were like, I don't know, we don't usually get this kind of dog. I'm not sure we want to keep it. We might send it to the pound. And then she remembered she wanted that dog. So she texted me and they decided to take the dog in at the shelter so that I could adopt it from them. So yeah, I'm gonna go meet it today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for the additional details. They're so, so helpful. Along with the words, it's also the way you're reacting to the words. You're happy. You have a
Hmm.
smile. Okay, so that helps me as a reader too. All right, so let's start with the oracle. So I'm getting like I think I'm seeing like a peek through into a kitchen, like a cutout with a little shelf and maybe a table next to it. But the idea was I thought, now I'm filling in the blanks on this one because I got a quick image. I was like, oh, don't let that dog eat off the counter. And then I was like, Basset Hound's legs are about that long. So there's no way that it can get onto your counter or your table. So maybe think of it like that if that's a plus. I know you like the breed you just said, but okay. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but it's weird. Do you happen to have a, do you know, like the pass through from kitchens to, they used to
I
build those?
do. I
You
do.
have one? You have one? Oh, holy shit. Give me a second. Just hold on. No. I mean, I'm getting energy. You definitely have energy on all around it to the left and the right, but I mean, we have energy everywhere in our house. I am getting a sense of at the pass through on the kitchen side, do you have a cabinet just above it or a shelf or
Oh, yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Is it a cabinet or a shelf?
Cabinet.
Okay, I would like, if you ever have a question about that area of your home, bring it. It's standing out to me, but I'm not getting anything on it. I was actually
Okay.
checking for structural damage when I was doing that because I was like, "Does she have a leak?" Because homeowners, right? Is there a leak? What's that noise? Did something break? All right, all right. Let's pull an oracle card on the puppy that manifested itself into your life. And we have, oopsies, let's turn that one over. Oh, I like this card because it's so pretty. It's called Garden. It's card 15, which we can have 15. So we can look at this as the devil, or we can, just kidding, or we can also look at this as the lovers. Oh, which actually they're sister cards. The devil and the lover are
Right,
sister
right,
cards.
right.
Oh, well, let me show you the card too. Wait a minute. Nope, wrong way. I love the colors. Love
Oh,
the colors. So fun. Garden is what the card is called. She's got soil and a blooming flower in her cupped hands. And it says something lovely will grow from this. So the oracle is, yeah, suggesting this is a good relationship. Let's see what tarot throws in for any additional. Now let me take another look at the card because oracle is just as deep as tarot. So let me just make sure. So for me, it's a fall setting, the colors. So it could be something lovely will grow from this, could also mean that it might take from when you adopt the dog to the start of fall for any little habits or behaviors for you two to work out together to actually, okay.
that
So
makes sense.
sounds
Yeah.
good. Oh, no, they don't, do they, no, they're good in heat, right? That breed is okay in the Texas heat. They're okay. Like French
They
Bulldogs.
should be. I mean, they're not the kind you leave out all day in the Texas heat, but I
Yeah,
would
okay.
anyway, they're fine to go out for a few minutes here and there. And
Yeah.
they're very low energy, so they're happy to be couch potatoes.
Yes, that's the good thing. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
It is. I love that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some zings on the card. Three of Pentacles. So it looks like just the fact that you have this relationship with those around you through your volunteer services. Hey, if you ever get a basset hound, keep me in mind. And they did. That's perfection. You put yourself out there to help others and you're being helped in return. Reciprocity. And it's more than a thank you. It's like, here's the dog that you manifested for you. That's to me, it's the universe saying a little nudge, a gentle nudge that if you like this idea, go for it, Crescent. Go for it. We have judgment. And here, judgment is a good thing. It's a good thing. I think there's a certain fear in my own life. I was raised Christian, and that word just means that either you're going to hell or you're going to heaven, and you have no control over it. And that scared the living shit out of me. But that's, if we take that aspect out, judgment is about looking at the situation and going yay or nay. What about it works? What about it might not? And we don't really know the future. But right now, judgment card is in your favor to get the dog. It's not asking you to judge, it's saying, what have you already thought of? And the card itself says, all the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, meaning you're in a position to discern this moment. You understand. Another Ace of Pentacles. How old is the dog?
I don't know that yet, and I'm not sure they know. I'm sure they're gonna make an estimate based on dental, what his
Yeah,
teeth look like. Because of
yeah.
course, he's a stray. And they have to wait 3 days before they can offer him up, just in case someone's looking for him. But, you know, he's not chipped, so it's unlikely.
Mm.
But we'll see.
Is he intact? Do you have to neuter him?
I don't know. They didn't say. In fact, I don't know whether it's male or female. And if
Oh.
it's female, it's going to be harder to determine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that makes a difference. When you said you don't know about this dog, that's Ace of Pentacles. It's you're still willing to enter into this relationship with virtually no knowledge, no nuanced knowledge of this animal. But that is a good thing. Not I would say for a human relationship, that's might be a mistake, but for an animal, it's fine, right? So yeah, so Ace of Pentacles here is more so like this dog is the seed. It's not that you're planting anything, but you're willing to watch it grow. You're willing to see what becomes without knowing anything about it. Like you don't know if it's going to lift its leg to pee. You know nothing yet, you know?
Yep.
I think it's a good thing to do. I'm going to ask one final card, the star.
Oh, that's great.
It is. It is. It's so much hope and faith in one single card. So it's the idea of yes, you might bring that sweet little dog home, and he or she might walk in the house and do a big poop in your kitchen because you know what? They're probably nervous and they don't know what's going on. But you have hope and faith. You have the stars energy that we all poop. He happened to do it in the kitchen. We'll work on that. It's all good. I think it's an excellent. I think all of these cards lend well for you to get the dog. Do you have any questions or any clarity I can offer on the dog or anything?
Nope, I think that's good. I'm looking forward to meeting him today or her.
I love that. I love it. All right, cool. All right, well, so I didn't even start a timer because we're fine. Crescent, we'll be reading for Lauren. All right, so I'm not going to start a timer. I think we're okay.
Yeah, yep. Lauren, do you have a question?
Not really. I know I've been going through some heartbreak recently from a couple of people, a
Mm,
couple of guys. So I've just been dealing with that. But yeah.
okay. I'll pick some cards and see what's coming up in the near future, whether you're going to be going through more of this and getting it out of your system or what to expect. Okay. Okay. I started with 3 cards, and the first card I got was the High Priestess reversed. And this is probably where you are right now, feeling alone and abandoned, because of this heartbreak and all this stuff taking place. And then you've got the Five of Wands, which is like fighting for what you need. There's competition. I don't know what it is. It may be, some resources, or it could be maybe fighting to keep the friends that you've had. Because when you go through a breakup or something like that, sometimes people take sides. That can be really irritating. The next card you have is the Eight of Cups reversed. And this is like, it feels like, I just want to walk away. Everything is horrible, that kind of stuff. And yet it's reversed, which means it's like I'm not willing to give up on some of this stuff. So some of the things you're fighting for, it's like you're not willing to give up on them. I'm going to pull a couple more cards and see if we get some more information here. All right. I've got the Knight of Swords. You are willing to fight for what you want, and you can be really impulsive about it. So you might want to tame that impulse. I mean, you want to fight for it, but think about it before you jump in. And you've got the King of Pentacles reversed. Um, you know what you want. You're really down to earth and grounded in this, and yet you're not getting everything you want out of the situation. So what I'm picking up on is you're feeling kind of abandoned, but you're willing to fight for what you want out of some of the relationships, and you're not willing to give up. You have a tendency to jump in, and I would say pause before you jump, and you may not get everything you want. but you know, you have clear goals, you have clear ideas in mind at least, which helps you direct you, you know. Does that help you at all? Would you like some other cards?
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you mentioned, something about a competition. There was another girl that I definitely feel
Yeah,
was a bit of, well, there's several other girls. So it's like, yeah, I feel the competition is pretty spot on, but yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Do you have anything else you want me to read on or anything that needs more clarification?
What about what is I mean, I don't even know what I would like career wise, like maybe if you could pull something on that.
Okay, what I pulled was the Sphinx, which in this deck, which is the equivalent of the Hanged Man. And usually that's a card of waiting and pause. Something is building, like you're getting some idea in mind, you're knowing that you want to change something, but it hasn't really come to fruition yet. It's going to have to gestate a bit more. And then I get the Seven of Cups, which means you've got a lot of choices. You know, there are all these different opportunities. And I think it may be that there are a lot of choices that you have. And so you need to sit and wait and just weigh them a little bit, see what fits best before you make a definitive choice. Um, and then I got the Three of Swords reversed. And in this case, I would say it's not really heartbreak or betrayal. It's know yourself well, judge yourself, because sometimes we don't see ourselves accurately. And you might be looking at a career that, even though it sounds fun or it sounds like it would be really rewarding, does not fit your personality or your character. It just would not mesh well with who you are. So when you're making that choice about what direction to go in, keep that in mind. Be really honest with yourself. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Is this going to rely on something that I'm weak in? It doesn't mean you can't do it, but it means it would take more work, and you really have to be aware of that weakness and working on it. Was that helpful?
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had pulled on your love on the general love question, so I'll read from that. So we got card 42, the meaning of life, and it says your ancestors are always there for you. So just before we proceed, just really quick, do you do any ancestor work? Do you read with your guides? It doesn't matter. I'm just curious on how to reference the reading.
Sometimes I, will say like a little prayer or something, but not really to ancestors, more to like, whatever's out there and stuff.
Okay,
But
but you embrace the concept, I assume, that you can communicate with your ancestors, and if you
yeah, I
okay.
probably should more. But
They just don't stop though. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, lots of purple, which I really appreciate about this deck. But I'm so sorry. Your ancestors are always there for you. We do have a that that I don't want to say ghost like the hand on her shoulder. Mm. Okay, so let's see what the book says. And I looked at the card. I don't do a lot of ritual work. So if there's probably messages I'm not seeing clearly, but the one thing I'm unsure of in the picture, and I'll show you again, I don't understand the shape of the table. Like, why make the table that shape? Everything is a message. I think the table is significant here, but I can't quite figure out why. But in case anyone has this, because for those of you watching from the comfort of your couch, okay, you might want to get the deck and see and then tell me. 42. So what we're going to do is I also pulled 3 tarot cards. We'll go to the book for the oracle, then I'll flip the cards, but the cards have already been pulled. I don't normally do it that way, but I thought it'd be fun. So we're looking at a general read on love. Loneliness can be a very cruel thing. Whether we have one or 100 loved ones, that momentary loneliness can still manage to convince us that we have absolutely no one, even though, from an owl's eye view, that couldn't be further from the truth. You are not alone. You are important to others, probably more people than you realize, some living as well as dead. Yep, you read that right, dead. I often find myself feeling lonely, especially because almost all of my friends live far away, and I'm not super close with my nearby family. It's during those times of loneliness that I forget that I'm actually not alone, that there's an entire group of people backing me up, though I can't text or call them. They're called ancestors, the people who came before you on the family tree, whether that's one of blood relation or not. You can also go by your adoptive or found family. I include the dead family members that I personally knew in this. However, you don't need to have known any of yours in order to communicate with them. They'll be there for you regardless. Chances are they already have been without you knowing it. All you have to do is reach out and talk to them, and they'll help you with whatever difficulties you're going through right now. When I work with mine, I go to an altar I made to commune with them. I talk to them, crying and venting, as if they're real people in my life, because they are. They might not be right there in front of me, but they're just on the other side of the invisible veil. So are yours. So we have our night in journal prompt. But before I go to that, I will say I love everything that she just said. I completely agree. I like her a lot. And you can do this in any way you want. Any way you want. It does not matter. I like, like I've heard like, is it Kegel or Kegel? However you say that word. Do those muscles at every stoplight. I always forget. But it's like that. Every time you pull up to a stop sign, be like, hey, great Aunt Edna, or whatever the fuck, make up a name. Anything to allow yourself to just kind of let that energy tendril out to the ancestors and see. But you can do it any way you want. Like right when you wake up, if you can remember to say a word or think of a thing, like that kind of thing. Setting a pattern of behavior will help establish that behavior. So the night in journal prompt, is there an ancestor you've never met but still feel close to? Or one you're just curious about and wish you knew more? After you write your answer, perhaps it's time to call around or do some research. This can be seen as an offering to them or even just an act of bonding. So I'm going to stop really quick too. I'm taking a mediumship class and I'm only doing practice mediumship. So this is a little different. Like we might connect, Lauren. I'm going to reach out to you if I think I can make this work just for practice. So it'd be free, like the reading, but a mediumship practice. So like that night in journal prompt, if you did think of someone, we could try to contact them. But I really want to stress too, I'm practicing mediumship. I'm so sorry. I got a goober in my eye. So I also want to just be really clear. I'm new. If you want a really polished read, I'm not that reader at all in any sense. But if you are thinking of ancestors you'd like to read out to, it's exactly what I'm practicing right now. And since you're in my room, I would love to practice with you. Not today, but I will talk to you about it. Okay, sorry, that was a lot. I wanted to get it out before I forgot. My eyes. Okay, that was part of the message. I couldn't stop messing with my right eye. I wonder, pay attention to your right eye. If there's some sort of superstition about right-eyed people or something, I don't know. It's talking to your ancestors. Anything that makes sense. An ancestor with only a right eye or missing a right eye. All right, magical tip. Suggestions for your ancestor altar. Photographs of them, mementos, crests, heirlooms, symbols of your shared culture, if any. So if you're a starseed, what the hell do you put on your altar? Crystals, minerals, stuff from space. Handwritten notes to them. I like to store mine in a box. Thrift stores are great for that kind of stuff, especially the one here does half off. Half off at a thrift store. Yes, I find that affordable. Physical representations of any achievements, milestones, or major life events you might want to share with them. And you can take a scrap of paper and write down second grade blue ribbon apple pie fair, whatever. That just lets you know it's like a reminder for you to mention it. Also, when you have it asks you to have a physical representation because you took the time to create that representation. You put thought into it. It means something. And all of that energy used to create it is now out in the universe, convening with your ancestors. It's all happening. Everything's a message. We are planning something, but it's actually happening in the moments we're planning it. It's already happening, but we're planning it. It's always already here. It's always already happening. It's always happening. So the ancestors are always here, always happening, and everything is a message. Okay, just cut that out. Okay, wait, what is this? Okay, so there is a poem. Let's go with it. I wouldn't fuck with me if I were you. I am a culmination of all the survivors who led to me, and they're nothing if not fiercely protective. I like this chick. All right, so that's Amanda Lovelace. She does have a series of poetry cards, poems. I don't know what the fuck, poetry cards. So let's go to tarot. So just quick recap: we have card 42. And it's your ancestors are always there for you. We have Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles, interesting, hoarding. No, not really, because it's this person sitting outside of the town's limits with what they consider to be portable wealth. They're sitting there with it in the RWS, Rider-Waite Smith. Four of Pentacles is here. Wow. Okay, hold on. If this were... So in mediumship, this is why I kept stressing it's practice. Reading the cards is very, very, very different for me from traditional tarot. I'm going to try to lean into that. Really quick, Lauren, just like yes or no, I don't need any details. Were you thinking of someone when the book suggested think of an ancestor? I think it was for your writing prompt. And if you're like, no, nobody, that's totally fine.
I mean, there's a couple of people that come to mind, but I don't really think about them usually.
That's fine. But when I said it, did they pop into your head?
Yes.
So maybe just kind of keep an idea of them as I'm reading the cards. And if something resonates, let me know at the end. I'll be kind of quick because, again, I'm practicing. I'm a student and it's crazy. It's so different reading the cards this way. So I am attempting to reach out to those that you're thinking of. I'm keeping it like I know I don't have their name or anything like that, but I'd like to start that way because for me, I want to be easy on myself. I don't want to get pulled too far into the mediumship. Okay. So the Four of Pentacles as the person. I'm sorry that I kept the knowledge from you. My bag was never more than half full, and I couldn't afford to let anything else go from it. But you can have all of it now. Here's the bag. Does that resonate for either one of the people? Now, the bag could be the bank account, it could be the litter box, it can be anything, but it's a container of holding. And they felt like they never had quite enough. That's just not quite enough to really give. But now they understand they never needed it, and they certainly don't need it now. Does that resonate?
A little bit.
It's
I didn't,
fun.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I didn't really know this answer. Like this was like do I say who I was thinking about?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking about my great grandfather that I've never met, but for some reason he just came to mind. But
Okay.
yeah.
And when I was talking, did he came even further to mind or?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Do you happen to know his name?
He was like he came from India, so his name was, I believe, I don't know if it was Indar or I forget what his name was. That's so bad.
No, no,
But
it's fine. I
yeah.
don't know my great grandfather's name. I don't know one of my granddad's name. I'm not even sure what it is. Indar, I like that. Okay, so whatever. Okay, let's see. Let's fucking pull that next card. Okay, next card is Judgment. Do you know anything about his death?
Um,
Just yes or
I
no, actually.
no, not I'm sure I've heard about it, but I forget.
Okay,
Doesn't come
totally.
to mind.
Yeah. Okay, this is so weird. I'm heavily clairvoyant. I see constantly, and my mind's actually a blank. They asked me to do this shit in yoga, and I've never been able to do it. I have a blank mind. There are literally no visuals. What did your great grandfather do?
So, my great grandfather was like one of the first like Sikhs to come to America. He was a farmer. So he settled like in El Paso, Texas, and like married like a Mexican woman. But I know his son's name was for sure was Indar, like who also passed away, my grandpa. Um and then he had a son as well named Indar who also passed away before I was born. Uh so yeah.
Okay. Um, the other person you were thinking of, can you bring them to mind, or does that feel comfortable just to give them another thought?
Yes.
Okay, so just give me a second. I'm just curious if anything comes to mind. Now you're thinking of them. Am I seeing anything? I'm not getting any visuals. Okay, that's fine. That's never happened. Let's go to the cards. Judgment. Okay, I personally feel good about, even though I'm not getting visuals, which is a little weird because seriously, that's all I get. That's how I read for you people. Shit in my head. But it's okay. Judgment is not about being unfair, right? It's not about going, you suck, I judge you. It's about going, how can we equalize, balance the moment? So I feel balanced. Let's go to the next card. We are asking though about either of these people. Seven of Pentacles. So I was like, does anyone have anything to offer? Seven of Pentacles. Or do you want anything? It's not just about mediumship, isn't just necessarily pulling information, it's also giving. So is there anything that the spirits would like? I'm blown away. I don't know. Well, I'm going to pause. And I want to thank you, Lauren. We were definitely going to do this again. If nothing else, I'm really curious what it's like reading for you because I got nothing. I got nothing for you. Read, Lauren. Have fun. Okay, bye bye. What the fuck?
It could
Okay.
be also because my mind, I'm like, I don't even really know who, like, which ancestor to think to think about, because there's a bunch of people that have kind of passed away, and it's just, yeah,
Okay.
kind of a blur.
Yeah, no
But
worries, no worries. It's just strange. I like it when the energy gets stirred up. That definitely stirred it up. So I'm cool. I like that was enjoyable for me. That was very strange for me too. One time I sat across from a client, and this was at a fair, and I couldn't feel her energetically, but I mean I saw her. She was sitting there. I heard her. She was talking, and I was like I'm gonna be real. And let it. And if I wasn't like seeing you, if I was a blind person, I'd be like, "There's no one here." And I actually touched her hands and I was like, I can't feel you. So every once in a while, I couldn't use my sense to get her energy. I see nothing when I read for you. So I'm looking forward to reading for you again. Continuously come to my room. All right, what time is it?
Sometimes that you're not supposed to get it. They're not ready for it.
Yeah, that too. I'll take it, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Judgment again. It's like, and like Crescent offering her opinion is judgment. It's offering to the situation to help bring it forward, to help grow it, not to pulverize it, not to condemn it or shame it. Um, and also, it just occurred to me because mediumship is so new to me and it's so weird. I'm trying to learn it. This has given me a lot of confidence to move forward because I just realized that sometimes I might go into a read and be like, I have nothing for you because I can't say anything. So, yay for the heads up, Lord. All right. All right, guys. We are going to be coming back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central for group reads, and then we'll have the weekend off, and we'll meet again on Monday. I have been, but I'm not going to today. Sometimes I've been staying back after you guys leave and letting the recording flow and dropping additional content. And I was going to let you guys know when I do that moving forward in case you wanted to stay too. I won't be doing it this morning because I'm feeling actually like I need to go walk around because I need to go imagine shit and get some stuff back in my head. As a clairvoyant, that shit runs 24/7. So the fact that it's shut off right now is freaky as fuck, but in a good way. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I will see you again, Bar.